Hello, and welcome to the 2010 Perception of Self audio tour. The Whitney Biennial is lauded as an institution in its own right, with its finger on the pulse of American art. Since the historic 1993 biennial, more and more contemporary American art has trended towards politicized statements on different aspects of the American condition. Artists and works say much about consumerism, foreign affairs, politics, and so forth. While these messages ring true, they do not always address the experience of the individual. 2010 Perception of Self, a retrospective of the Whitney Biennial in 2010, is instead focused on the American identity of 29 artists. With a special focus on video, performance, and photojournalism, this exhibition explores themes of gender identity, the body, contemporary American politics, and the role of the audience in self-awareness. In this way, the artists of 2010 Perception of Self show that the personal truly is political. To start, the artists of 2010 Perception of Self set the political tone of the year 2010. Featured in the center of the first room is the Bruce High Quality Foundation's piece, We Love America and America Loves Us. Featuring contemporary political videos projected onto the windscreen of an ambulance, a notable focus on the Obama administration can be seen. This piece may symbolize America's confused and cryptic progression forwards. As you continue through the space, you will notice Curtis Mann's large photojournalism piece, After the Dust, Second View. This artwork features bleached, distressed photographs of war-torn neighborhoods after a 33-day war between Israel and Hezbollah. The visitor is reminded of America's simultaneous impulses to both document and be averse from war and other images of violence. In contrast to Mann's images of destruction, Theaster Gates' installation, Tea House, which is located adjacent to Mann's work, creates a sense of spontaneous growth. Tea House expands on Gates' neighborhood planning projects and provides a space to foster cultural exploration and development. Also present in the gallery are Robert Williams' Astrophysically Modified Real Estate, Storm Tharp's Jody Jill, Anya Solomon's Natural Object Rant, and Maureen Gallus's Cape Cod, Early September. These pieces have political theme, but focus on how we see ourselves and our things through the pop culture lens, tying back to a perception of self. The theme of how we see ourselves and our things is continued into the next room with Josephine Mexepper's Mall of America video. Mexepper represents the actuality and reality of the American identity and ideal. This 13-minute video helps to connect physical realization of materiality of America to the conceptualization present in other works. Next to this piece lies Erica Vogue's Secret Traveler Navigator. She uses the medium of photography to analyze cultural archetypes by using projections and video. Vogue suggests identity crisis with silhouettes. The last video in the room plays into an overall theme to the exhibit. The video Detroit by Ari Markopoulos hints at the greater theme of the show by bringing the viewer through a day in the life of Detroit. From musical explorations of children to neighborhood scenes, the video explores both individual experience and the American dream. Continuing through the exhibition, works begin to explore a theme of the body. Jessica Jackson Hutchins' Couch for a Long Time uses honey to papier-mâché newspaper clippings in the form of a couch with natural impressions that evoke the weight and habits of the bodies formerly inhabiting the couch. News clippings center around the extant events, including the Obama administration's call to have family discussions on current events in a shared space. As you progress through the exhibition, you will notice a performance piece. The performers in Jessie Aaron Green's Artsleek Zimmer Gymnastique demonstrate repeated exercises from an outdated fitness manual. This en masse performance calls to attention the ritualized and unnatural feel of the exercises recommended in the manual. Located behind you as you look at Green's work is Nina Berman's Marine Wedding. Expanding on the sense of the unnatural or unsettling physicality, Marine Wedding presents the viewer with seemingly ordinary photographs from a young couple's engagement and wedding. The viewer will quickly notice the groom's facial reconstructive surgery resulting from the injuries he received in active combat. Uncomfortable and visceral, these photos pose a stark picture of how American servicemen and women are left after tours overseas. Continuing on the theme of the body, the next gallery houses Aki Sasamoto's performance piece, Secrets of My Mother's Daughter. In this piece, Sasamoto deconstructs daily household tasks. She begins the performance inside of her makeshift prison. She then has a series of mundane tasks that become complex and unique, such as chopping grapefruit with wooden sandals that have blades attached to them. Her works focus on the subjectivity of personally symbolic objects and actions. She focuses on the perception of self. Near Sasamoto's performance piece lies Babette Mangault's photo series. Mangault's photo set, How to Look, uses a formal logic of a grid system to bring attention to individuals and their bodies. Interspersed with architectural images, the combination of rigid structure and portrait photography allows the viewer to see something unique and individual. We all see differently, and Mangault tries to inform us how to look. We are further challenged on how to look with the large displays near you. George Condo's Butcher and His Wife and Thomas Hasegault's Big Baby create a space through which the visitor sees distinct bodies and an anthropomorphized presence in abstract materials and loosely formed sculpture. The size and starkness of these abstracted bodies consents the eye to linger on these bodies. Leaving this gallery, Stephanie Sinclair's A Cry for Help, Self-Immolation in Afghanistan depicts hospital photos of women recovering from self-inflicted burns. Plagued by physical and sexual abuse from strangers, family members, or partners, the women Sinclair photograph have lashed out against themselves in frustration, fear, and sadness. The stark reality of this subject matter underscores greater cultural feminist problems that transition the viewer into the next gallery. In the final gallery, artists pose questions and statements about identity, feminism, and cultural norms. Kate Gilmore's Walk This Way presents the exhausting and frustrating sense of a Sisyphean task. The performers are dressed in traditionally feminine attire, including pink high heels, but are shown in moments of physical struggle, literally breaking down walls and everyday objects. Near Gilmore's artwork lies Sharon Hayes' take on identity as it refers to women. Hayes' Parole crosses the line between video journalism and performance. The performers depict questions of gender identity in highly public forums. This clues the viewer into questioning the role of the audience in how gender is perceived. Further in the exhibit, and expanding on the role of the audience, lies Marianne Vitale's Patron. Vitale turns the focus onto the visitors themselves by directly addressing the viewer. Vitale's video commands you to perform basic tasks such as reciting a rhyme or spitting at the ceiling, calling into context what is normally accepted in both society and a cultural institution such as the Whitney. Also present in this gallery are Tam Tran's Battle Cry, Emily Royston's Ecstatic Resistance Schema, David Adamo's Untitled Music for Strings, Daniel MacDonald's The Crossing, and Kelly Nipper's Weather Center. These pieces continue to explore different aspects of gender, political conscientiousness, identity, and the personal experience of these American artists. By exploring politics, the body, and questions of identity, these artists attempt to place themselves in a greater American context. So as you leave the gallery, we encourage you to think briefly not only about the state of affairs in America, but your place in it. Thank you.